What's up, people? This is the final time I'm going to try to record this goddamn episode of Single Dad's Way to Work podcast because I'm thinking about it, and I still got most of the trip ahead of me, and I'm not planning on stopping nowhere. So, let's do it. As you can hear, I'm still a little bit sick. Buddy made me sick last weekend, and it's almost this weekend, and I'm sick. Shit sucks. But at this point, it's just like the tickly feeling in the back of my throat, like I went swimming for too long, and my nose is simultaneously slightly running and slightly stuffed. So hopefully tomorrow, whenever I wake up, it'll be all gone. Hopefully. But, so I've tried recording this episode at this point in the past month like 3 times, and in the past year and a half probably a good 7 or 8 at least. So I'm gonna try to make this one a little bit quicker. I'd like to be done by the time I'm pulling up to work. I'll go into the usual from the last couple episodes that I've made for updates. So first one, I am officially divorced. I do believe that was official in the last time I made an episode, but I just want to reiterate, just in case I didn't actually say it in an episode that I uploaded, I am officially divorced, and the dating market is a fucking nightmare. Dating apps are goddamn useless unless you're hot, in which case you'll be fine. Don't be fat and or a single dad and try to get on a dating app. You will not get liked unless it's by bots or weirdos. I've gotten liked by this same girl on almost every app I've used, at a minimum twice. I don't understand why. At this point, I just keep telling her, yeah, all I want to do is fuck, so what up? I got some condoms and I got a car, what up? And then she doesn't ever respond to me. So either one of these days she'll quit messaging me, or one of these days she'll be like, okay, come on over. But I don't know, we'll see. So that's dating. It's like I said, it's a fucking nightmare. There's really no use getting into it. I've bitched about it at length in just about every episode that I've made. So the house has finally been completed. I know it was still pending in the last episode that I made. That I do know. Everything is done. The fucking last time I talked to Penny Mac was in like if it wasn't the very ass end of 2023, it was like the beginning-ish of 2024. Or no, sorry, it was ass end of 24 or beginning of 25, that's right. But they like never called me again, and every time I was talking to them, they never really wanted to give me any actual information. I don't know, it was just very weird. So I was like, fuck it, if they ever need me, they can call me. They have my phone number. And I got an email the one day basically just saying, here's your completed tax form for your house. And I was like, well, I guess it's all done. So I went to my tax guy that my grandma introduced me to, got that shit completed, and now that's done. So I'm probably going to go to him again this year, like at the end of this year, to make absolutely certain that I get back everything I'm supposed to, and to make sure that I owe nothing. Then after that, I'm going to start doing it the freemium version online at home, just because I don't want to spend any money on the taxes whenever I could be doing it for free at home. But yeah, so the house shit's all done. Let's see it. And the custody shit, that was done on one of the older episodes. That's all been done. My ex and her mom quote unquote convinced me to switch it up, at least for the warm months, to having him every other full weekend. It's not bad. I didn't want to do it, but at the same time, the reason they wanted to do that is because they got a campsite, and it did sound like it was really fun. Like it would be something really fun for him to do. So as much as I didn't want to, for him to be able to have that kind of fun, I had to let it happen. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. And while it kind of sucks, I'm just happy that he'll be having fun doing that shit. Fuck, I missed that light. That's annoying. Oh boy. Yeah, so it kind of sucks, but it's kind of nice. I just don't know what to do with myself over having the entire weekend without him. So I'm so used to it at this point. It feels weird, but on one hand it's kind of nice. On the other hand, I miss my baby boy. This weekend coming up today, as today is Friday, will be my second time having him for the full weekend. Next weekend is going to be a bit messed up because he has a school thing. So instead of getting him on Wednesday, I'm not getting him on Wednesday, but I am getting him Friday like a normal day, because apparently two of my ex's aunts are coming over, and they're also going to be going up to the campsite or something. I don't fucking know. It's weird, but I don't really care. It's whatever. As long as I get my son, I don't really care. Whatever. It's kind of whatever. But I guess the newest update would be, my mom was told, like, I want to say in October, that her car would not pass inspection for this year. So Mom's kind of been soft searching for a new car since then. And my grandma was going to help us look for another used car, since it's currently May and October's coming up. That's when Mom's inspection's up. Grandma was going to help us look for a new car, and she ended up getting herself a new car and then giving my mom her old car, which is like 13 years old, but you know, Grandma took really good care of that sucker, so it'll be fine. So we ended up, Mom was on the verge of getting rid of her car, so she took it to the garage, and she was basically going to give it to her friend if her friend could drive, or sell it to her if it would pass inspection for like half of what its value is. And if her friend couldn't take it, my friend would take it for the same deal. Except instead of free, it would be like $500 if it wouldn't pass inspection. And I was going to teach my friend how to drive with it. Well, Mom took it to the garage, a different garage, and the guy said, yeah, this car is fine. It'll pass just fine. So, we're pretty pissed. Especially me, on one hand, because, well, her a lot, because she did all that freaking out about her car not passing inspection for no fucking reason, and me a lot, because now, since we have her car, I'm going to be taking that and selling my Cadillac. So anyone in the Pittsburgh area looking for, that happens to be listening to this episode, I got a big black Cadillac. It's a 1995 Cadillac Concourse, Cadillac DeVille Concourse. It's got 54,300 miles, well, 54,382 as I'm looking at it right now. I couldn't find the price guide on Kelley Blue Book, because I guess there's too few sales of a 90s Cadillac, or at least my brand of Cadillac. So I had to check the Edmunds guide, which is almost as good as Kelley Blue Book apparently, and they said that this thing is worth $4,800. So I put it up for $4,800 or best offer. If you're listening to this and you want a Cadillac, I'll give it to you for $4,000. Just tell them you're listening to the podcast. I'll sell it to you for $4,000. It does need a bit of work. It's definitely going to need an oil change. The back driver's side window gets a bit sticky, but once it opens, it's fine. The air doesn't blow super hot or super cold, so it may need a new engine for that, or a motor for that, whatever the fuck it's called. And the trunk latch doesn't like to go up sometimes, so you gotta lift up the black part that covers it and put your hand on the cord. Don't worry, it doesn't shock you. I mean, at this point, it's basically second nature to me, so I'm used to it, but, you know. But that's why I'm willing to let it go for $4,000, because it will have some work that needs done. So that means I'm taking my mom's car, the one that just passed the inspection, that will now pass inspection, I should say, and selling this one, because this car is worth a lot more money, and I can put that money to the side for my debt, so I'll have it for the end, and I'll have like a decent little cushion for if an emergency happens. Plus, since my mom's car is a Cavalier, those things are like fucking Lego blocks. You can practically find the parts for those things laying on the side of the road and be fine. But with a Cadillac, everything that went wrong is just so fucking expensive to replace. Unless you can do shit. Like if you're a mechanic, you'll be fine, because it's usually just dumb little shit like brakes going wrong. But even then, when shit goes wrong with the brakes, it keeps costing me like $750 fucking dollars, like every time. Labor's like $100 an hour at the garage I go to, so shit's expensive. But I'm approaching work now, so I'm going to do a quick couple game reviews if I can. Most recent game I'm playing is Another Crab's Treasure. It basically plays like a Souls-like with light-ish platforming. You actually get a grappling hook on that you can use for, like there's hooks in the area that you can grapple over to. You can eventually unlock the ability to grapple your enemies toward you, or grapple yourself towards enemies, which if you're struggling to get up somewhere, if there's an enemy nearby on the edge you're trying to get to, can be a little bit useful. It plays pretty good. I don't really want to get into a massive review about it, but if you like Souls-likes, that game's pretty good. You play as like a hermit crab, so you pick up shells, like different things to use as shells, like a scrub daddy, or like a pill bottle. And every shell has a special ability. That's also an eventual unlock. You unlock the ability to use abilities on the shells. I, for the most part, played with like a thing of yo play, because its ability just heals you. It does like a heal over time. Yeah, it's a good game though. I'd give it like a solid 7.5. Single player only, so if you're looking for like a Souls-like experience with a friend, that's not the one for you. But if you don't mind single player, it's good. And since it is single player exclusive, you can actually pause that game. Whenever you're in a battle, you're not able to change your gear. Would the equivalent to that game's equivalent to the rings on Dark Souls. You cannot switch those when you're in a battle. But it was fun. It was fun. Like I said, I'll give it like a 7.5. I'm a Souls-like guy. I like those type of games for the most part. I think the only game like that I didn't like was Lords of the Fallen. Game I played before that, if I remember correctly, was a porn game. It was made by the same people who made Midnight Castle Succubus. It's called Castle in the Sky, I believe. Maybe Castle in the Sky DX. To be quite honest with you, if you take out all the porn from that game, it's just a solid Metroidvania. I don't understand why they why they insist on the porn, because they're capable of making really fucking good games. I don't understand. But hey, if that's what they want to do, how they want to do it, I mean, I'm not going to knock them for it. I just don't understand. If you can make a good ass game like that, why you would do that. But whatever. Another game I played before that was Silksong, which was the sequel to Hollow Knight. It finally came out last year. It was really good. I'm definitely not getting into a big review on that one either. If you liked Hollow Knight, it's more of that. Except you can pick up different skills, a couple different skills to change how Hornet does her attacks. So like with the Knight, you hit the attack button and you just do swing, 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 and there's no changes. But with this one, it changes your swings whenever you pick up those skills. Very good game. I think they just put out a free DLC not super long ago, or it's supposed to be coming out sometime this month or this season. I'm going to be playing that pretty soon here, if I can. And I also played the Silent Hill 2 remake, which also was a very good game. Played that last year as well. It was good. If you like the original Silent Hill 2, it's more of that, but prettier, basically. That's also a pretty good game. Just like every other Silent Hill, it's got multiple endings because it's just the remake of the second game. So, if you liked the original Silent Hill 2, it's a really good remake, I'd say. And it's also, on its own merit, pretty good game. It felt good to just use melee weapons throughout the whole thing. My friend Ben used guns throughout the game, and I got those same guns, but I think the only things I shot were the nurses, because whenever the nurses just fucking mollywop you, they fuck your ass up. So I didn't fuck with them. I just popped them in the head with a shotgun, kept on using the melee weapon for everything else. But I got one of the endings for that game, and then I quit playing that so I could play Silksong. Oh yeah, then after Silksong was Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Also decent game. That one I can only give like a 6.5, maybe 7. It's got like kind of like the classic Resident Evils. You switch between two characters, except you don't have to switch discs, obviously. You switch between classic returning character Leon, and his parts play like almost more of like an action survivor rather than a horror survivor. Like, at times, Leon is so fucking strong feeling that it's almost like you are the survival horror character. Like, if you're playing Resident Evil 3, instead of being Jill, you're playing as the Nemesis. And the parts where you're not playing as him, you're playing as new character to the series, Grace Ashcroft, who is the adopted daughter, I don't remember, of the reporter whose first name isn't coming to me, from one of the Outbreak games for the PS2. Her portions, you're basically playing Metal Gear Resident Evil. So if you like sneaking a lot, it probably would be for you, but Grace's personality was so fucking annoying. I beat the game a couple times. I think I got all or most of the achievements, and I'm calling it good. Because I don't like Grace. She's fucking terrified of everything. Like, I know it's realistic. You'd probably be shitting your entire ass in the situation she's in, but it is very fucking annoying. And the Japanese seem to think that stuttering is cute, so she's stuttering like every other fucking line. And stuttering is not cute. It's very annoying. She's not a kid. She's like a fucking 25-year-old FBI agent. I know she's not like a field agent, but you still have to go through some training for the FBI. it's just very fucking annoying. Basically playing as like a fucking teenager in the body of a 25-year-old woman. Very annoying. But again, I understand you'd probably be shitting your entire ass too, but it's a goddamn video game. I don't want to hear my character shitting her entire ass. But it was like Silent Hill. I got the first ending and it was like, oh yeah, by the way, Silksong is out, so I didn't get to go back to that. I beat Silksong and it's like, oh yeah, Resident Evil 9 is out. It's like, okay. So I beat Resident Evil 9 and then it was like, oh yeah, that castle game you've been wanting to buy is on sale. So I was like, well, I guess I'm buying it. And then it was like, oh, Crab Game is on sale too. So I bought that and the porn game at the same time. But with that, that's all the games I really want to review. Those are the only games I really cared to review. But seriously, you could boot up that porn game in safe for work mode. I mean, whenever you pause, your character still looks like a fucking whore in the pause menu. So I still wouldn't play it at work or on the bus or something. But it is a fun game. It is still a fun game. I could give that a genuine actual 8. Resident Evil 9, like I said, 6.5, 7. It is a fine game. It's just, I don't really care for the sneaking sections. And it just doesn't really feel like a Resident Evil game. It almost feels like you're playing half Devil May Cry, half Resident Evil. 6.5, 7. Another Crab's Treasure. Definitely about like maybe a 7.5. 7.5, 8. It's a good game. Little things here and there are fucking annoying. Like whenever you take damage, you take a lot of fucking damage, even whenever your health is maxed out. Silent Hill 2, I'd say is probably an 8, and saying Silksong 8.5. But with that, it's almost time for me to have to go in and punch in. So I'm gonna end the show here. I think I can actually upload this one for once. So I'm gonna hopefully be doing that. If not, within the next couple minutes here, then definitely by the end of today. So with that, I'm going to end this episode. I hope you have a good day doing what you're doing, or a good night. Thanks for listening to my newest episode, and if you have any interest in my Cadillac, shoot me a message in the comments or a DM. Doesn't matter, either or, and we could talk. All right, with that, thanks for listening to this episode of the Single Dad's Way to Work podcast. It was me, your host, Single Dad. Have a good one.